Alright guys, today I'm here to do a video on the Samsung Galaxy Fold 4, the game edition. This is basically me showing you some games on how they would actually look if you're playing on the center screen here, which is of course the big screen in the middle. I wanted to show you guys how games run on it, especially landscape games compared to portrait games, to see how portrait games handle such a large screen and what you guys should be aware of and how great this phone can actually run these games. So let's take a look at some gameplay on a variety of games and let's see what we have.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech. Going for a recce is the gaming tech. Gaming techie is the gaming tech. Gaming techie.
Alright guys, so here we are to do a video on some different games and show you guys some gameplay on how these games may look on here so you guys can have an idea if you get a device like this, what games would look like. So let's go ahead and try the first game here. I'll just show you a couple of minutes of each of these so you guys can get an idea. So the first one, really popular game, is Rocket League Sideswipe, which I love this game because of course I play Rocket League a lot on PC. I've been playing it for years. Now you can see on this screen here that this game is a little bit zoomed in. You'll see that when the gameplay starts. I've compared this like with other phones and stuff. It's a little bit zoomed in. But it's not too bad. You can see what you need to see, but it is a little bit zoomed in. Like on this section, you can see the letters are cut off from the names, so that's how you know it's a little bit zoomed in. And you should be able to see the goals here on both sides. But it is still playable, but you can tell it's not optimized for a screen like this. But it still works pretty well. Missed that in the air. No. Looks like we're getting some lag on this match. Oh man, I can't believe I just missed that. It's hard to keep the phone straight on camera when you're playing this game. That's mine. Oh my god, this is terrible. But yeah, that's a little bit of gameplay there on Rocket League Sideswipe. So you can see what that one looks like. Like I said, it's a little bit zoomed in, but it's not too bad. But you can tell that the screen is not obviously optimized for this game. That's the problem when you have, with Android and stuff like that, that are using all these different form factors. Not every game is going to be perfect. And here we are here. Let's go ahead and hit play. We'll just go ahead and select any of these races here so you guys can see it. Let's see what Asphalt here looks like. A fantastic racing arcade game. The graphics on here look fantastic, as you guys are seeing. Speakers sound fantastic. I mean, that looks beautiful. You can see how nice the graphics look, how smooth everything runs, and this game is obviously very well optimized for this form factor. No issues as far as anything looking cropped out or zoomed in or anything like that. Oh boy, right on the edge. And I crashed. Yeah, I love this game. This game is so much fun. And it also looks really pretty. Good game to show off a phone. But yeah, backing out of that one, let's go ahead and show another game on here. Let's go ahead and show some Call of Duty gameplay. You can see us here starting the match here. You can see the form factor on this one also works really well in Call of Duty. No issues with scaling or anything weird. It seems to be well optimized for a screen of this nature. It's going to be hard playing this game behind the camera, so I'm probably going to do terrible, but that's alright. You guys will see what's going on. There it is here. Fantastic looking game on the screen, as you guys are seeing here. Let's see how we do. Someone's got voice chat going on with their background noise, so that's fantastic for us. That was terrible aiming, but it's fine. Still got him. I'll take it. Died on that one. This guy's microphone's driving me insane. We would have that in the match that we played, with this guy just kind of yelling and listening to his background noise. Let's get one more kill here so you guys can see one more kill here. Yeah, this game runs and looks fantastic on here. I mean, it runs fantastic and looks great on a lot of phones, but this large screen definitely lends to playing a game like this on here. Got it. Don't know what these two are doing over here. Got some crazy... Oh, getting wrecked. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. So that gives you guys a little bit of Call of Duty gameplay there. It runs really well. It looks really good on the screen, so no issues with that. Really, really fun game to actually play. So let's take Mario Kart Tour here, for example, a game that obviously is meant to be played in portrait. Depending on how the game is like, this one, obviously, you play, instead of playing in this direction, like I showed you in the other games, which obviously doesn't work well because then it looks like this. Because then it's looking at portrait mode like this, and then you get the bars. Most of the games are going to instead let you play in this orientation when they're meant to be played in portrait, and then take up the full screen. Of course, things are being zoomed. Nothing's being cut out of the images when games do this, but obviously some of the art and stuff is obviously being stretched to take effect of the larger screen. So things may look a little bit off proportion depending on the game that you're playing, just because things are so large, but they're not actually proportioned for the screen that you're using. They're just being stretched out for what it needs to take up the real estate in. But for the most part, most of these games do work well, and I'll show you guys Mario Kart here in a second for the games that work in portrait mode. So most of them are not that bad. The only other example I can give you right now is like Heads Up, for example. Obviously looks very enlarged, and even though it's not that big of a deal, you know, things are kind of enlarged, and it kind of looks a little awkward compared to what people are used to when they're using a portrait phone, playing games like Heads Up and stuff, where you think it should be in a more tight fit form factor. Playing them on a large screen like this makes things just appear larger than they should, but it still works for most of the games. Just something to keep in mind. If the game performs in landscape mode, like I showed you the other ones all before this, then it works really, really good, and it looks fantastic on the screen. But for those games that are portrait only, you're going to be playing them in this orientation, and things may be a little weird with the proportions of the art and the game. So for example, here is the main screen of Mario Kart here, and you can see things just look obviously larger than you're used to. But if I were to just click on one of these races here, let's just go ahead and quick play today's challenge. So you can see it does look really good, and it is fun to play on such a large form factor like this. So it kind of just depends on what your view is on this. Like I said, this looks really good, and nothing's like out of, like, the text isn't like really weird or anything, but some of the things appear larger than they should, and some games that will affect it more than others. Like I said, Heads Up before, obviously looks a little weird with the way that things are large, and I'll show you guys that at the end here. But you can see that this does perform really well. So it's going to be a case-by-case basis on how games handle kind of being enlarged to a screen that is not really supposed to be when it comes to portrait games. So kind of just depends on what you come across, but it's definitely something to keep in mind when using this phone for gaming. So just to show you guys real quick what I was talking about here, when it comes to Heads Up, for example, when you open this up, You can see that this one has black bars there on the side when it first loads up, doing the same exact thing. This is supposed to be a game that's in portrait mode. And you can see here that things just look a little larger, obviously, than they're supposed to, of course, because the screen is obviously big. So things are a little weird. So you can see that Superstars is cut off a little bit up there because you can't see it. The play button is a little bit cut out, so it's not, since it's enlarging it, some of the things are being cut off a little bit. Does it affect the gameplay in this game? No, obviously not. You just place this on your forehead and kind of continue what you're doing if you want to, and that's pretty much it. And you can see it says get ready, and then you can see me here recording, and then it just shows you the word. But you can see that this is obviously zoomed in, and it's not showing the whole entire thing like it usually does on a regular phone that's in portrait. But just something to keep in mind when it comes to portrait games. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that video and that gave you guys an idea of what you guys can expect out of this phone for gaming. So when it comes to games, as far as graphics goes, this phone could definitely keep up as would any other phone with it running the latest chip. Games like Asphalt, 8, and all that kind of stuff look fantastic. Call of Duty Mobile, all that stuff runs at max resolution and max settings on the game there, and they look fantastic as you guys saw. When it comes to portrait games, it's going to be a hit or miss sometimes. Because obviously it's being stretched to a larger form factor. Most of these portrait games expect a phone to be in a certain size, and the fact that we're getting larger screens here, it's not something that most of these games are designed to handle. They're just being stretched by using, you know, the code in the system that basically just tells them to stretch depending on the size of the screen. But it still makes things a little bit weird. You guys saw, like, your heads up, it looks a little weird. Some of the parts got cut out. Mario Kart works overall, but it's still bigger in proportion than what it should be. So that's something to keep in mind if you play a lot of portrait-only games, because there are obviously some out there that only play in portrait mode and can't be played in landscape. But landscape games look fantastic. Portrait games look good for the most part, with some caveats there, as you guys saw in the video. And of course, it didn't even go over playing games on the front screen, because it's not going to be fun. No one wants to play on a skinny version of a phone like this. That's not something you're going to want to do. The front screen is obviously reserved for social media, texting, and stuff like that. The center screen is what you would use for media and gaming consumption. So that is my overview on how games perform on this phone, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions about what you guys saw, as always, leave it down below. If not, thank you guys for watching. Until next time.